Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all doing out there. Hope you're doing well. Happy Tuesday. Last week we thought we might do a little "What are you working on?" kind of stream. It was suggested, and so I figured that's what we do tonight. What are you guys working on? Let's kind of have an open lesson here, an open conversation, an open dialogue about things that might be giving you trouble, something cool that you might have just found that that you're interested in seeing or interested in talking about, or anything else. One quick thing of note, and I'll probably make a video on this, or at least mention it in my next video. This top 5 video thing completely took off. YouTube videos are funny like this, where something can do well and then die off and then make a crazy resurgence. If you remember, this top 5 rock concert opening songs came off and went straight up. Then it got blocked and taken down. And then I asked you to rewatch it, and it rebooted the algorithm. And then it flatlined for like a month. And then now it started to skyrocket again. And it just crossed 2 million views. Crazy. So clearly, these list-type videos work well and are drawing in a bunch of new people to the channel, which is awesome. And so I wanted to try something, and that is the same way that I like to have those of you that subscribe to my website and take my lessons at Guitargate, have you pick what comes next for the React. I'd also like to see if the members of this community would like to pick some of the next top 5 videos. And 5 works well for a bunch of reasons. Everybody does top 10 or top 20. 5 is great because you can actually talk about each one a little bit longer. And it's also less copyright stuff to fight, which is pretty important. So I made a whole section on the Discord. Okay? So again, if you guys are subscribers, you have access to the private Discord. It's not open to the public. And on the Discord, there's a spot that says top 5 suggestions. And I just posted it today, and there's already tons of people on there. And so what I'd ask you to do is jump in here and post some suggestions. So like I just threw out there top 5 prison songs, right? And then I see top 5 songs with the key change, murder ballads, songs you might not have heard of, songs featuring guest artists, so on and so on. There's so many great ideas in there. So I would encourage you, one, to post a new topic, include your top 5, but also jump into others. And if I pick yours, I'll be sure to give you a shout out on the YouTubes, right? That's it. Mr. Tonic, yes, 2 million. It's crazy. I know, right? Dizzy Dad, how are you, my friend? Glad to see you're still with us. Muggsy Brown, good to see you. Learned my 5 pentatonics, off to the races. Love hearing that. Cheers from Brazil. Love it. Top 5 songs that changed your life is a great one. Drop that in the Discord with your top 5. I love that. I love that. So again, be sure to shoot these in the Discord. You know what? I'm just going to show you what it looks like so everybody can see, because why not? So I'm on the Discord here. Hopefully you guys should be able to see it. And I'm on the, if you go down on the side, it says top 5 suggestions. You can go in here. There's already a bunch of people putting some stuff on here. Cliche cover songs. Just a bunch. So please jump in here, do your title, and then do your top 5, and then that is what we'll do. All right. So Mutt comes in. Let's hear some blues turnarounds. All right. I got a good one for you. This is one of my favorites. Mutt, thanks for being a subscriber. So one thing that you have to remember about turnarounds is the goal is to get to the 5. So if we're in A, our 5 is E7, right? It's E. So the turnaround, it can be a lick. You can solo your way to the 5, but if you're talking about a structured turnaround, it either ascends or descends, means it goes up or goes down chromatically, which means 1 fret, 1 step at a time, and it's usually the same shape. So that leaves you with 2 options. You are either going down from the flat 7, right? It's usually 4 steps, right? It's usually that it's that 4-step thing. So you're down from the flat 7, 6, flat 6, 5, or you're up from the major third. So if you're ascending, you're still going to end on the 5, but you're going to go up from the major third. So what I like to do is try to combine those sometimes. This is a very cool thing. So you can do it on any number of string sets. I think it works best on the 4th and 2nd, just because you get that 1 fret tuning differential. So I like to go down on my 4th string and up on my 2nd string. So right now I'm playing the flat 7, which is G, and C sharp, which is my major third of A. And I'm going to descend on the 4th string and go down to E. And I'm going to ascend on my 2nd string to my E. And I got this. I'll show that to you one more time. So go. That's one that'll catch people by surprise. 1 up, 1 down. Okay. Jonah. Dude, thank you so much. Royston. Dude, thanks for being a new lifetime member. I really appreciate that. Yeah, Richard Thompson. Absolutely. Severely underrated. Anthony. Do I have a list for making hit songs in general, like your Halen video? Watch it happen. Watch it happen. We're on here. I'm going to go over, and I'm going to add one Will it let me add one? General, create channel, and I'm going to do text, and I'm going to say hit song formula. This is a great idea. Create channel, and I'm going to hit edit, and I'm going to say what hit song formula should we break down next? That is such a good idea. I would like it if everything, and I mean this sincerely, I would like it if everything on this channel was user driven. I really, truly would. The hit song formulas are very hard videos to make, which is why, honestly, I, as busy as I am, tend to lean towards the React because I like one take everything. And I'm not doing a bunch of crazy editing and everything else because I'm terrible at it. But those are such important videos because there's so much that you learn in there. That thing with the white keys and the black keys with Eddie, man, that is the truth. He was a pattern player physically, and making those connections between the physical layout of the white keys and black keys with how he came up with the grooves in those keyboard hits is money, man. So I'll give you a little sneak preview. The next one that I have on the docket, which I have done the notes for, I just have to film it, is Tom Petty. Okay, now Tom Petty's biggest songs out here. You got "Stop Dragging My Heart Around." You can see all my notes I have for that. Right. Mary Jane, obviously, got all my notes I have for that. Refugee, all my notes I have for that. And there's more down there. And there's absolutely some extremely strong correlations. So that will be the next one. I just need to film it. I've done the research. So please go to the Discord, all of you that are subscribers to the website. Just hit Discord in the upper link there, and it'll take you in here. And please, just like you do the React stuff, tell me what you think would be awesome for the hit song formula and for the top 5 stuff. Okay, let's see what else we got going on here. Mr. Tonic and all the mods, thank you so much for putting it on here. What's your Discord? How do I get access? So Brent, the Discord is private. So it's just for paying members of the website, guitargate.com. And again, the reason I do that is because I want it to be a close-knit, safe community, and I want it to be just the people that pay to be in that community and not everybody else on there. And it also, just frankly, like when I do all these React videos and play a bunch of other people's music, if it stays up, it for the most part gets demonetized. I mean, I try to fight whichever ones that I can, but it's how I make a living. So it's like it's an extra perk. It's for people that support the channel. It's as simple as that. Okay. You're welcome, David. Yes, breakdown is in the video. Brent Craig, there you go. Thank you, Brent. You should be able to log on to the Discord. I really appreciate you. Jonah. Okay. This is a tricky one. Figuring out solve fingerings to tabs. Man, tabs are so wrong so many times. The best way to do it is to watch the video of the artist do it. So let's do Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. Now, I don't want this to turn into a video request here. And because I'm really trying to avoid any issues with copyright stuff for one night, but Fast Car should be the next greatest songs of all time video. God, I should do another one of those for Discord. Like, what are breaking down, like not a React, but really like going through and breaking down what makes the best songs of all time, the best songs of all time. All right, but let's see how Tracy Chapman does this. So we'll add to stream here, and out of tune. Okay, so again, this is one of those things that you're going to have issues with tabs. How did the person learn it? So tabs, here's what I should say. Tabs should always be taken as like a place to start, not the end all be all. It should be the like a basic roadmap. One of the tools that you do to figure out complicated things or just things you're having trouble with. But watching the actual artist do it too is just as important. So she's got the capo on the 3rd fret, coming in with what looks like a C shape. So. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's all right. All right. So your basic thing in here is you got this C major shape if your capo is here and you're playing, you can go with E flat or D sharp. You got this root, major 7, root. Then it goes over to your B flat chord. So that's your melody, right? And you got, and then it goes up to this G minor triad to F major triad. Yeah, so that's like your, what a great song. I need to really, I'm gonna do that as the next one. I just decided, hold me to it. I know I say a lot of things that I'm gonna do, but you should hold me to this one. But yeah, the thing with tabs is that it might not be exactly what the artist is playing. So use it as a roadmap, spend an hour or two with it, and watch what the artist is playing, and you'll be better equipped to figure out what the artist is playing when you're watching it if you have a basic idea of what other people thought they might be doing. There you go. Yes, I do play piano, and learning piano absolutely helps all musical skills. I believe that everybody should play piano and everyone should play drums. Period. I don't care what other instruments you play or what your main instrument is, or even if you're just a singer or something, and you don't play an instrument that is not within your body. Everyone should play drums and everyone should play piano. Piano is a percussion instrument, frankly, but it's also, you can visually see music theory. Being able to visually see the white keys and the black keys and see the theory and see all the notes available will completely change the way you play any other instrument, because it's so obvious. You can't learn piano without learning the theory, because it's literally a different fingering for each one. Where like on guitar or any other fretted instrument, the pattern just shifts. You can learn and be a completely phenomenal artist without ever learning the theory behind it. That's not really possible on piano, because if you're hitting a white key or a black key, and if it's the first set of 2 or first set of 3 black keys. You can't not know what key you're playing. But you could play this for 50 years and never know what, what it is, because it's not visually and physically different from key to key. Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay. Let's see. Really? Why are you doing that? Why are you switching to left? That can't be true. Why would anybody switch hands? If anything, I've heard of people that were started left and said, no, I'm just going to go right so that I can buy right-handed guitars because there's more of them. I've never heard of the other way around. I need to know. Gage, good to see you, man. Even though you're a drummer. Hey, I'm obsessed with drummers. I want to be a drummer. I mean, I am a drummer, but not a good one. But I mean, I would love to play drums all day. If you've seen any of my videos, you know that if I'm enamored with the drummer, I basically forget about everything else and don't teach anything. It's just kind of how it goes. Let's see here. Phantom 101. Also, React members from YouTube can be on the Discord. Yes, that is right. YouTube members. That's right. Absolutely. Just like Brent Craig here. 100%. All right. So you're left-handed. So you tried with right because you had a right-handed guitar. And then you said, no, screw it. I'm left-handed. I'm just going to be left-handed. See, now that makes sense. Bluebird, how are you, sir? Thanks for the donation. No, Noah, I cannot pick up. Learning some necrophagist epitaph. Have you reacted to them yet? No, I have not. But I will add that to the list. I will go back and check the super chats. Thank you so much. What else are you guys working on? John P. That's what like the hardest thing right there is working on finding the time to actually stay motivated and keep picking it up and doing it. Burned out in February. Went from playing 4 or 5 hours a day to not playing for weeks at a time. So, two things about that. One, we all have peaks and valleys. We all have bursts. But it's also important to know that it's okay to put it down, because then when you pick it back up, like there's like a reaffirmation that happens. And so you shouldn't be afraid of that. But it's hard to be consistent. I mean, 4 or 5 hours a day is not possible for basically anybody. So like cutting that by, 3/4 is still hard, even an hour a day. But if you can get back to just picking it up every day for some period of time, you'll get where you want to go. For sure. No cover charge. I'm working on my drummer not being a prick. Yeah, there's that. Cody Myers, working on a Handsome Jack tune. I like learning songs from bands that are a trio. Yeah, you got to do a lot of work when you're a trio. I'm not terribly familiar with Handsome Jack, though. Broke Down Palace. Man, I love that song so much. Oh, man, I really, really do. That was one of the ones that I was so bummed out that when we got down to playing in the sand in Mexico in January, that when we found out that the band wasn't going to be there after we were already at the resort, that was like perhaps the song that I was so upset that I wasn't going to hear, because John does such a tremendous job on it. And I think it's one of the best concert closing songs ever. I felt they had played it there to close it before, and so many other big shows. And so I was, one of the main reasons I wanted to go was to make sure that I kind of heard that tune kind of at the end of it, like Over the Ocean. And that was a bummer that didn't happen. That was no good. Let's see. Yeah. R.L. Burnside's, absolutely. Yeah, John's phenomenal on Broke Down. That's one of those songs where, especially with that band, which can get really slow, where the vocal melody completely and totally carries the rhythm. It carries the whole tune in a soft and sensitive way that that the band has to react to his vocal nuance, because he leads it fearlessly, and it's such a like you're so naked on that tune. It's such an incredible. I cannot tell you how much I love Broke Down Palace. Okay, Sam, I'm going to the Bahamas show. It is this month. When is it? It is very, very, very... Dawes and Bahamas a week from today. So next Tuesday, I will not be on the live stream because I will be at the Dawes and Bahamas show here in Baltimore. Anybody else going to be there? One of our fellow members of the community, Guitar Dog, messaged me, got tickets. We are going to go together. So I'm excited about that. Dude, Mr. Tonic, it's so hard, man. These runs, again, I'm trying to think of stuff where I could say, if you're used to playing blank, then maybe you wouldn't have trouble with this. But it's such a weird and wild, it's such, that like that it's such a that diminished run, and like getting the picking right, the alternate picking, I feel like I have to reset each time. It doesn't quite work out for me the way that it's supposed to. Like you would think down, up, 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 down, up. But especially when it resets and it's like like there's little sets of 2s and 3s, it gets all out of whack. That really is a black diamond. I mean, and you can watch the band do it all the time, and they all flub it regularly. So like that really is hard. Really is hard. Gorillaz. Now that's a band I haven't heard in a while. I love that band. Bluebird. I've got one for you. Where the slide guitar player switches to keys halfway through the song and then turns the keys into an organ sound. The song rips. Are you doing songs? I was not going to do songs tonight. I might be talked into it. I really just wanted to hear from everybody for a little bit. One thing we could do is we could open it up to video. Or if everybody wants, we can open it up to songs. I'm open to do. See, this is what I need to do. Working on my own stuff. One of these days, I have to wake up. Not just days, but I have to get in the habit of saying, you know what? I'm only going to do emails from this time to this time. I'm only going to do, this from this time to this time. Make a video on this days, and I'm going to have this time to this time where I just work on my own stuff. That is something I don't do, to my detriment. I know we can all relate. Brent Craig, do you have any material that covers growing an audience for a professionally produced YouTube music originals and covers page. I am not positive I know exactly what that means. Professionally produced YouTube music originals. What exactly do you mean by that? Because I'm actually about to, this week I'm going to drop the first section in my teaching course where I show everything that I do, and I think works for any genre, frankly, because it's not music specific, but how I build this audience and how I make courses and sell them and make the whole machine work. But I don't know exactly what you mean by music originals and covers. You dropped a video about it 10 minutes ago. Really? Well, feel free to share it. I just wrote a song about doing emails. Mike, what is my favorite genre to play? Oh, I like heavy distorted stuff if I want to go fast. I love to play bluegrass. I love to play country. There's no real answer to that. But I'm at my most comfortable in really loud, sustainy, feedbacky environments. Yeah, that is my power. That is my center of power, if you will. That I've never been in an environment where like I felt like I had too much power or too much like I really do well in having this harness an amplifier as opposed to having an amplifier really amplify just what's going on here. I really do well when this drives the amplifier and not the other way around. But I also love playing bluegrass on my acoustic. Like I absolutely love it. Yeah, I did. I watched Rick's video right before this, and I haven't watched anything else from that concert. I've been on the fence, man. I've been on the fence about watching it live and doing a react to it, or just watching it for myself. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. Like I wouldn't do that one because I've seen that one. It would be the one where I saw so many people posting with the Taylor's son playing drums and like everybody just says they're crying. Like that would be the one. And I it's just like I don't know. No cover charge. Thank you. Appreciate that. Really, really do. Yeah, but Wolf he plays on top of the beat just like his dad did and his uncle. Like I mean, he's 100% got the Van Halen swagger. That you cannot replicate. You're born with it, and the three of them have it. He has got it. It is not up for debate. Let's see here. Manny Vibes. So this is an interesting answer. I actually don't remember not playing. It has always been in my life. But like anything that you love, any person you love, you can fall in and out of love with it and in love with it again many, many times. I've picked the guitar up and put it down at least 3 or 4 times in my life for a long period of time. Like put the guitar down for like 6 months or a year. And I've always come back to it and kind of re-fallen in love with it again. So I don't remember the exact time or thing that made me fall in love with it. I just always knew that it was a part of me, and that it was the place where I felt most comfortable always, and that's just true. It's just true. So it's kind of like when I always knew I was supposed to do this or something with it. It was very much a part of me, not like a hobby or something that I enjoyed. So I don't really have an answer to that. All I can tell you is that it's been a complicated relationship, that's for sure, but I love it to death. Isaiah Sharkey has a bunch of instructional videos. His are great. Great. And it is absolutely in the stratosphere. I have a very hard time with stuff like that because I have a deep, deep need to understand what I'm playing. Not because I can't enjoy the sounds, but because I want to be able to play anything I hear anywhere. I'm kind of that kind of a methodical thinker. And so if I find something awesome, I need to understand what makes it awesome for me to really internalize it and be able to improvise with it and have it incorporated with the other things that I understand. And when I watch people like him throw out these voicings like that and all this crazy stuff, like I just, it totally goes over my head. It like I can appreciate it, but like it is difficult for me to wrap my head around. So you are not the only one. We all feel that way. We really all feel that way. Yeah, feedback is everything. Yeah, feedback is absolutely everything. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Sammy Hagar and George Thurgood live. It was epic. Well, that's good to hear. Mr. Tonic, yeah. This is actually a good topic. You mentioned that you kept your playing secret for years. Can you elaborate on why? So the truth is that I was afraid of success. I guess, I think a lot of people are, a lot of people have natural struggles with things. Music related or not music related, anything in life. So you have natural aptitudes, if you will. And I think there's a misconception. I don't know, maybe it's just something that isn't talked about often, but I have found that the fear of failure, the fear of failure when you are not sure that you can do something completely pales in comparison to the gravity of the fear of success that cripples you when you know you can do something, if that makes sense. It's a profound and simple thing that I would imagine many of you in your own specific lanes have encountered and dealt with. But I knew, like I said, I don't remember not playing guitar, but I always knew that when I was home playing by myself, for myself, that I was doing something just as equivalent as important or powerful or whatever as the best athletes were doing in my high school, sports teams, as anybody was excelling in their academics, that were always getting the perfect grades and the perfect anything. I knew that I was operating at a high level, and I played 10 hours a day. I mean, I played constantly. But I knew that I had. I knew that I had a natural touch. Like I knew that like the fretboard made sense to me as a physical thing. It felt like a part of me. It did not feel like this foreign object. And so it's hard to explain, and I know I'm talking in circles, but maybe somebody out there this will resonate with, and it will mean something to them. But I knew that I was going to have to address this at some point, and I was chicken. I was afraid to share it with people because I knew if I shared it with people, especially at a young age when everybody thinks you're good, right? When you're young, when you don't have any competition and you're in like a small town and like all these different things, when everybody's like, oh man, you should do that. You should play here. You should play there. Bring your guitar to this party. I wanted none of that. I didn't want anybody to encourage me whatsoever, because then I would have to do it more. I would have to acknowledge that I'm actually not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Extremely childish, but extremely true. And I've said it a bunch on this channel. For those of you that are paying attention, that watch more than perhaps most, that watch deep into the videos, that the main reason that I run a community like this and run a subscription site as opposed to something that doesn't have where you're not building the community and where the people are interacting and posting things and sharing things and encouraging each other. The reason I do that is because I'm fighting that lifelong battle to not be that child and to encourage and to have you encourage me to keep going. Like, it's so wild. Like, now I do this public thing, but I do it, and the more successful it becomes, the more I'm forced to still deal with the fact that, like, no, you're supposed to be doing this. This is right. This is correct. Like, you're good enough. You're smart enough, whatever it is. Like, this is, like, I do this for you to push me. Like, that is some real shit, and it's true. I give everything that I give because I want to be pushed to not do me, right? It's the absolute truth. Which is why, like, I'm still working up to the fact that I haven't written any music or shared it. And I'm 38 years old, and I've been playing guitar, I'm probably close to finishing my 20,000th hour of practice, if not 25,000th. I haven't even done the math, but I'm way past the 10,000. And I've never really written and completed a single moving piece of music. And it's all because I'm scared of success. Totally and completely. And I'm trying to work past that. And it's ridiculous. But this has been the struggle of my life to share and work on my natural aptitude and not rest on my laurels. And not just, even though I love teaching, not just rest on helping other people. Even though that's always going to be a cornerstone of who I am, because it makes me feel the best. It's to actually get the songs out that are within, and to cross that final plane. I don't know. You guys got me talking in circles. Yeah. The responsibility of succeeding is super stressful. That's it. Exactly. Daily affirmation. That's it. Thoughts on Krangbin. Lots of reverb. Lots of swimmy, swarmy reverb. It's a vibe. It's not something I would listen to if I'm like looking for like a song. but it's something I'd absolutely put on for a vibe. There you go. Let's see. Yeah, for sure. I want to do a bluegrass album or record or even just a song. I love that stuff so much. I love the picking, I love the harmonies, I love the simple storytelling, the simple arrangements. How perfectly dynamic it is and not compressed at all. Like, I love all of those things. Okay. Todd. When I was a teen in the 80s, we had small concerts at strip malls, and these kids were playing Metallica and Megadeth and Slayer. And I would watch and be in awe. Yeah. That's the real stuff. Jeffrey, love you too, man. Love you too. Let's see. Sammy, I love hearing that. The video on figuring out songs by ear was the only one that actually made sense and helped. That's what I like to hear. I'm glad it makes a difference for you out there. I really do. Okay. What's my favorite guitar right now? I watched your 594 video, and you louse, whatever that means. This one. This is my favorite guitar right now. It is absolutely this one. The 594 is the best guitar I have. You want to see something cool? I'll show you something cool. At least I think it's here. Stand by. Oh. Oh, man. So this is a Gibson songwriter that my friend lent me because he brought it over. We were picking a little bit, and I said, man, this thing just has such a great sound. And so he left it here, and I've never owned one of these. It's got such a great weight. Oh, I forgot. He's got it in open. See, I haven't picked it up since he... And then... That's a damn nice sounding guitar. It really is. I mean, this guitar is awesome. Awesome. Okay. Nicholas Palance, there's your song right there. Yeah, Todd, I know it's the wrong tuning. It's like an open G, but that is the fifth, like, or open A rather. Yeah, it's a wild tuning, but this is a wild guy that owns this guitar. Oh yeah, the bass is awesome. Okay, all right. Yeah, I don't know this tuning. Anyway, I'm not going to figure out this tuning right in front of you guys, even after I already did for a couple minutes. All right. Let's see. Devin Townsend. Absolutely. Yeah, it sounds great in here. Mr. J. Michaels, working on gaining confidence in my guitar playing. Kind of always just went with the flow. There's nothing wrong with going with the flow, but you have to. I always say you have to try to sell stuff. What that means is the way that you enunciate in person is kind of what you should practice doing when you play guitar. So right now I'm kind of keeping an even kind of meter, an even kind of tone, but I might say something like, but that's what's important to pay attention to. That there's a confidence there that even if I didn't say something that you should pay attention to, I sold it, right? I sold it. Now we all know how to do that with our voice. You know, some of us are more meek than others, you know, more hesitant to command control of a conversation, if you will, or to attempt to. You know, a lot of us are really, really kind and respectful people that tend to listen more than we speak. But there's a time and a place where you have to be really confident with what you're saying because it's really, really important. Same thing goes with music. I mean, I can play. I can play whatever, but so if that's going on, and then out of nowhere I just decide to dig in, and I'm just, you know, if I'm just like, you know, whatever it is, I know I'm in a weird tuning, you know, but like. whatever that line is, I mean, I have to confidently, or at least really try to be confident in those particular moments, just like you do in public speaking or having a conversation in general. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that, and I don't know if this is really what you were asking, that you don't have to exude that confidence all the time. In fact, if you are always that confident, there's less vulnerability there. It kind of removes the impact. There's less dynamic range. But that's what I think about, right? So like when it's time to take a lead, like when it's my time to play the melody and have variations and say something, I think of it like I'm giving a speech or something. I like to think about it like that. I'm not successful all the time, but I like to think that the ultimate goal is like your Miles Davis style soloing, right? Where everything has been happening here and you're just searing right above, connecting dots that are simply, now everything underneath it makes sense, right? That's the ultimate goal, to have that kind of confidence, like really great public orators have. I view it the same way. I don't know if that's, whatever. Play loud by yourself, absolutely. And drums, I can't stress this enough. I said it before. Everybody should play drums. It's like it's same thing. Like hold down a beat that you're staying there between 4 and 6 in volume. Little fluctuations, but you're just right there in the pocket. And when you want to say one little thing, just give me a crack of the snare, right? Just a super confident, just crack of the snare, just to let everybody know that you're there, right? And then you can lay back into it. It's little things like that. Like you have to get excited about being that confident. And if you mess it up when you're that confident, it's even better because there's so much clarity that comes with screw ups like that, and successes, right? It just be fearless because no one really gets hurt. Let's see. Ryan, tips to improvise phrasing. Same thing, man. I feel like the reason non-musicians know the lead to Sweet Child of Mine and can hum it or Comfortably Numb, all the David Gilmour and Eric Clapton stuff and like all the reason is because the phrasing is very vocal. It's like I said, people can hum it. If they can hum it or sing it, it by its very nature, it's vocal. I feel like the best phrasing. Now it doesn't. Now I don't want to say that you have to play one note at a time because that's ridiculous. But the people that play really, really fast and maintain a vocal style phrasing, they like the fast bursts are really just like one expression. So like if you have 16 notes and it's just brrr, like that brrr is one expression, just like would be. It's just brrr. And so you maintain that flow. This is like your super a la Eddie Van Halen thing, where like you're doing this 3-note per string like triplet kind of burst, but it's still got that vocal rhythmic phrase to it. So anyway, the answer is to be more vocal. Is if you can sing it, if you can hear it in your head and then get it on the guitar, I mean those are usually the best leads. because you're not thinking about the guitar, you're thinking about just the sound. Okay. Let's see. Jay Cabby, I appreciate that. That's the goal. The goal is to inspire you, which inspires me, so that we all keep playing. Because this is one of the good things in life. That's for damn sure. Oh, Blake Kane, what is this acoustic? Blake, if you're just tuning in here, this is a Gibson Songwriter Standard EC that a friend of mine lent to me. Blake, hope you're well down there, buddy. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly it. Human Abstract. Yes. Glad you enjoy. Thanks for being a part of the community. Okay. Yeah. Well, see, that's another thing, too, is that anybody that gigs a lot, or has gigged any at all, will tell you there are some things that work at home every time that will not work at a gig once. And vice versa. There's stuff that works at a gig that it would never, ever work at home or in the studio. A C is not a C is not a C, you know? It's just true. Different environments, different levels of volume, moving air, the people in the room, all the different things. It doesn't live on a piece of paper. Okay. Let's see here. Wendell, what is the key part of your guitar course that you find gives your students the best opportunity to improve? Well, Wendell, it's I'll give you three things. The first one is nuts and bolts, which is I am a firm believer that the cage system, knowing that there's just 5 shapes of anything that move around the neck, is the quickest way to get people to play anything they want, even if their understanding isn't there. But they can play anything anywhere. So I'm a firm advocate. The second thing of the course that I think makes the biggest difference to people is learning triads. Anybody that commits to learning triads will tell you it forever changes them for the better, and they'll never go back. That's true on any instrument. The third thing is the commitment to melodies. Guitar players have a syndrome. You know, I've been guilty of it my whole life, where we learn the guitar part. We learn the rhythm, we learn the harmony, meaning we play the chords at the right strumming pattern, like we know the guitar part, but we don't learn the melody of the tune. And in every single big tune ever, there is a melody that is what makes the chords and the rhythm underneath it work. Yes, rhythm is the most important of those three, because if you don't have that, you don't have anything. But the best songs in the world have the melody which makes everything underneath it make sense. And guitar players always focus on the melody absolute last, if ever. So those would be my 3 things, and that I preach in all of my teaching, especially in my courses, which is 1, if you haven't yet, learn the cage system and learn how every chord, every scale, arpeggio, everything exists in just 5 natural patterns based on the tuning of the guitar. It's just true. Then, once you get that down, then starting to look at your neck in triads. So break out of that cage system into functioning pieces of chords is the next huge thing and then connecting those triads with melodies, and focus on learning the melody of every song that you play and why it makes those triads connect, is the other massive thing that changed my life and that I preach. So I hope you find that helpful. Okay. Yeah, man. I appreciate it. How does learning triads differ from caged? Well, you're going from a large thing to a small thing. So let's say, for example, I have a C major chord. This is a large shape. I'm strumming everything. But this is what makes a C major chord is C, E, and G. But this is C, E, G, C, E. So you got duplicates. So instead of playing and visualizing this whole thing is C, being able to see that just those three are C major, just those three are C major, just those three are C major. What that will do is that will take this big scale, this big shape where you can say, oh, I'm improvising. I could hit anything in here, and you limit it to just this note is on this string, this note is on the string next to it, and this third note is on the string next to that. Because you can only play one note on one string at a time. And the way that they're clustered together, you're always going to have a root third and fifth. That's what makes up a triad. On the next string within 3 frets. And so knowing that, you can very easily start picking apart lines where you're like, oh, this is C major. F. G. C. And you can hear each of the chords, right? Because I'm not thinking, oh, I'm playing a lead in C major. I'm thinking about connecting the C major triad with a simple melody to an F major triad. To G, to that triad. That's why. Simple as that. You're going from large, I could play absolutely anything at any time, I'm so overwhelmed, to, oh no, it's just C, E, and G right here. And then what that does is it frees you up to break the rules, because you say, oh, the whole band is playing C, E, and G. It's C major. I'm in this spot. I have C, E, and G. It's C major. So if I play an F here, or if I slide into that E or whatever, it's such a specific choice you're making to ride outside the rails, if you will, to not play a chord toner, to get there in an indirect way, because it's so obvious you're making that choice, because you've limited yourself to that tiny little scope. It'll change the whole way you play, and that's how keyboard players play. That's how everybody really. That's the point where you really proficient players get to, is that you boil everything down to the essence of what something is, to the simplest thing, because that's what it is at its core. Blakely, come on, man. Thanks for the donation. I hope to see you soon, man. I want to play. I just botched all that and separated the super chat and comment. Let's write. Yeah, let's write. I want to write. Alex, man, good to see you. Thanks for the 20. I really appreciate that. Cashew, good to see you on here. How you doing, my friend? So, Alex, best way to practice and memorize triads. So, here's the simplest way. Now, I have this all laid out in my triads course. It's 2 parts. I will admit it's kind of stale to sit and learn triads in a systematic way. But here's the truth, okay? Unlike the caged system, where there's 5 of everything, there's only 3 of everything in triads. When you boil something down to its most simple form, all your options are removed. Real simple. If I am playing a D major chord, and I have D, F sharp, and A, let me get rid of this. On the top 3 strings, there's only 3 spots it can be, and then it repeats. And the 3 spots are simple because one finger can only play 1 string at a time, and you can only play 1 fret on each string. So if there's 3 notes and there's 3 strings and 3 fingers, there's only 3 variations, regardless of key. The first one is root position, which is when the name of the chord is the lowest note. So in D major, it's going to start with a D. So D, F sharp, A. The next one is going to be first inversion, where the third, right, F sharp will be the lowest note in the chord. So F sharp, A, D. And then the third one will be second inversion, where the 5th is in the bass. So A, D, F sharp. And that's it, because it just repeats after that. So there's back to the same as here. So this, D major here, second inversion, because A is in the bass, D, F sharp is the same as up here. So that's it. And same thing with minor. So D major, D minor. Just drop the third. Nothing else changes. D major, D minor, D major, D minor. Do just that. Limit yourself to 1 string set, so the 3-2-1 strings, and learn your 3 spots for major and minor, root position, first and second inversion. Just do that. And when you get those down, just play simple songs just with those. That's it. So you can find C, F, G, right? That's it. That's how you want to start. And that's what all those high parts in every song that you love are. They're just triads on string sets moved up and down with little alterations sometimes. And that's it. And so when you're soloing or you're coming up with other parts or trying to make melodies, all you're thinking about is, okay, it's this structure and then this structure and then this structure. What note changes, what note's different, staying in that same spot. And when you get hung up and you're like, oh, I don't know what note is the important note, it's the third. 95% of the time, it's the third. And that's it. Okay. Love it, Wendell. Appreciate it. Thanks for giving me a shot. I promise that the course is they're laid out in an organized way. It's not just me blabbering. Yeah, that's it. Third hunting. That is the Parmesano way. It's the way in general. It's just true, man. It's if you learn nothing else, start playing leads, connecting the root of every chord. You know, if I'm in an A major blues, 1, 4, 5, so on A, hit A's. When it goes to D, when on E goes to E, and then back to the root, right? How about you hunt for the thirds, right? The third is what makes up the major or minor. So nothing creates function more than that. So if you're A, to D, to E here. So sorry. Totally changes the way you play. Third hunt, all day. Marissa, thank you so much. Love your work. Have you considered doing a Guitar Gate Palooza where the community gets together and plays live? Yes, that is a very large undertaking, but I can think of nothing more than finding a way for us to get together in person. If anybody has any ideas, I know like Guitar Samurai, if you will, did one of these meetups in San Diego. I should reach out to him and see how it went. I know most of them, like, it costs a lot to put on, and so they become like high-priced ticketed events. I'd also like it to be more of like a concert, you know, and not so much like a high-priced ticketed meet and greet thing. Not, I'm saying that's what his was, but like, it's got to be more than just that. But I would love to. I'm open to any and all ideas on that front. Yeah, I don't know. I got to think about it. Maybe I become like a sponsor at like one annual festival that makes sense, that a lot of people would go to, and we have a booth and a meetup or something there, and it just becomes a thing that everybody knows. I don't know. Gravy Lookout, thanks for the donation. Watching your Vince Gill video. Oh, boy, did he beat me up in that one. You want to watch a guitar player get humbled. Watch Vince totally beat me up in that video. You're watching a C-, maybe even a soft D+ performance on my end in that video. But that is what you get when you don't watch stuff before you do it, and you have a monster like Vince Gill. Anyway, he said, I'm an okay player with no understanding of theory. I watch to experience your love and appreciation of good music. Thank you. Well, dude, thank you. And I'm glad that that's what comes through, because sometimes that is the best thing that comes through. That's what you get. Yes. Can someone make a shirt design and I'll put it on Teespring? I know I've asked for this before, and people have sent me stuff, but it doesn't happen. Let's try that again. I have no merch. Do you know how many people have merch and I don't have merch? It's so ridiculous. There's so much stuff that regular people do that I don't do because I spend all my days doing other stuff. Okay. Yes, Knopfler. Yeah. He knows all the chords. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Tonic. Absolutely. Keep clicking. Get the algorithms going. I appreciate that. Yeah, we need a Guitar Gate con. I would love to. I got to figure that out. Todd, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the donation. Yeah. Fletcher Moore, what's happening, brother? Hope to see you. Jam in the barn. Man, I'm working on it. I cannot tell you how frustrating. Somebody out there is doing construction right now, or trying to do construction, or works in the construction industry, who will feel my pain about how all the time is doubled, the cost is almost doubled, and there's just no control over any part of the process. And it's just so frustrating. I had somebody today, I was in the gym talking to a friend of mine, and he was building a deck behind his house. And a deck. Okay? Let me say it again. A deck. No insulation. It's outside. It's a deck. Now, it wraps around the back of his house. And I haven't been to his house, so I don't know how big it is. But he goes, I was thinking that, like, it was going to be on the high side, like $60,000 or $70,000. And I was like, wow, that's like a really expensive deck. I mean, we're talking about a deck, right? Then he was like, I got bids everywhere from $85,000 to $250,000. And I had drawings that an architect drew up that I gave every single builder the same drawings with the same finishes. And it varied from $85,000 to $250,000 with all kinds of different time frames in between. For a deck. Like, it is insanity. So anyway, I've done what I can do, but I am waiting in line because I want an Amish barn, and all the timber for the big Amish barn in my area come through Lancaster through this one channel, and the one channel has lots of delayed jobs ahead of mine, and the costs are out of control, and it's just gonna be what it's gonna be. But yeah. Okay. Dude, I know. Needless to say, he took the cheapest bid, obviously. So it's just crazy. Well, you still have to get people to do it. I don't know. That is not something I've considered, but the issue is, Alex, that I want it to be a year-round barn, so I want to insulate it and make it climate-controlled and moisture-controlled, and reclaiming timber from a really old barn probably will not do that. Not that I've looked into that, but that seems. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that would make sense, but it still wouldn't solve the problem of getting the right contractor and builder to do it. And I got to find this mystery barn. Anyway. Oh, I know Doc Watson, Brandon. Oh, I know. I'm a huge. Eric Smith, how are you? Raw material. Blacksmith is a hobby. Or steel for the first time. 120 now costs 200. Yeah, it's like almost double. It's nuts. Really? All right, I have somebody I could call for that. Yes, Connor. Great tip for people's solos. If you're mixing major and minor pence, a touch of harmonic minor in there, it's pretty spicy. So this is one I like to point out a lot because it comes up in every genre of music frequently. And people say add in a touch of harmonic minor. What does that mean? Well, it means playing the natural seventh. What is the natural seventh? If I'm in A minor, it means play a G sharp. Now, oh why would we play G sharp in A minor? Well, that's what makes harmonic minor a thing. Why is harmonic minor a thing? What is this mystery scale? Why does it exist? It exists for one reason. Or one more than any other, I should say, because you can do whatever. But that's to make your 5-chord major. That's it. It's to make the G in E minor, G sharp, to make E major or E7. So you can have a minor chord, minor 4, to a dominant or a major 5 chord. So when you say add in a touch of harmonic minor, what you're really saying is make the sound of the major third of your 5 chord by playing one note below the root. So you can hear it with one note. So A minor. D minor. E. So that's what I mean by third hunting too. You hunt for the third of that 5 chord, it's G sharp, that gets you harmonic minor. A lot of these scales, a lot of these names, so much of what I like to teach is boil things down into one key takeaway. And that's the key takeaway of harmonic minor. The note that's different between harmonic minor and regular minor is the 7th. So instead of playing 2 frets behind your root, A and G, it's 1 fret, G sharp. But what is that note? That's the third of your 5 chord, your major third. That's it. That's what harmonic minor is there for. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Oh, I do dream of a barn dominium. I do. And it's hard, man. It's hard because I've so publicly said so many times that I'm building this damn barn, and I started in a barn and it didn't work out. I live in a very rural area, okay, by the way. So like I'm on a farm, surrounded by farms, grew up on farms, very rural area of Maryland. I know I say Baltimore, but as soon as you get out of the city, I mean, the entire state, with the exception of Baltimore, and like the little pockets around DC and Annapolis, the entire state is farmland. And I've always loved playing in barns and playing outside and making noise for the cows and stuff. Like I love it. And so I've always wanted a music barn. And so this is the first time in my life where I could afford it. I actually have like a livelihood where I could justify it. Not 100% justify it, but enough that I'm going to do it. And it just so happens to be that it's like the height of inflation in my generation and supply chain issues because of so many macro things that have nothing to do with me or anything else. And it's just like the worst time ever to build this dream. So it's going to take however long it takes and cost what it's going to cost. And then I'm going to have it for 50 years. That's what I'm thinking. At least right now. Okay. Yeah. Flat 3 and flat 7's everyone's jam. Absolutely. Okay. Cashew, thank you for this. This is something that I have a link to in a lot of my descriptions, but I don't talk about much. And that is that I give away subscriptions to people all of the time, whether they're veterans, whether they're people that are on fixed incomes, that are on disability, or they're just people that write me and say, I have this friend that, or family member that would really mean a lot to them and they don't know I'm doing this. I give away subscriptions all of the time. And so there is a donation link there. And if you donate, I'd be more than happy to connect you with the person that gets a subscription. Most people choose to remain anonymous. But for those of you out there that there's probably one of you watching that has been the recipient of a gift. It is a very common thing. I basically am very public about the fact that I appreciate those who do pay and subscribe, because it doesn't just support you or support me. It very much is a vibe of the community, and we all share and share alike. I mean, we've had not one, not two, but I couldn't sit here and count the amount of people that have given guitars to other people, given amps to other members of the community, people that have gotten together in person and have like real relationships, people that have donated to each other's charities and causes, voted for each other's things on like contests. Like it's a tight group based on helping each other through music as the common bond. And Cashew, thanks for making me talk about it, because I don't talk about it enough. Not related. What's your favorite car? Yeah, Connor, definitely. That's the third fit. My favorite car, I don't know. I mean, I'm not much of a car guy. Right now, I have two cars. Well, we have three cars. We have a Suburban that we got last year or so, because now that we have 4 kids, we need the biggest car on the road. Next step up is a van, not a minivan, but like a airport van. But then I have our 2006 Acura MDX, which is pushing 200,000 miles, like the first real official family vehicle that is completely falling apart. Both rear windows I have propped up with firewood, because the kids don't need to put the windows down in the back anyway, and I'm not putting any more money in the thing. But that's kind of how I am. I drive stuff till the wheels fall off. Like I don't really go anywhere. And if I do, I don't really care if I have a nice car. And then the other thing I have is I have a 1996 Chevy Silverado with dual Flowmasters on the back, with limo tint and dents all around it. And so yeah, if you see one of those creeping around Baltimore County, it's me. Driving real slow. And that's it. Blake, stop donating. Stop donating. You are out of control. Stop it. I'm just going to buy you all that back in beer when I see you. But I love you, brother. Hope you're doing well down there. Yeah, barn parties are so much fun. Yeah, Neil Young gets it. I'm telling you, there's a thing. Jim, thank you so much for being a lifetime member. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you that supported it at that level. It's unbelievable. Yeah, Mr. Tonic, you are one of the you've given away your fair share too, my friend. The mods do so much too on this channel, and so it's always good to give you guys a shout out too, because you deserve it. Let's see, Trey Clark, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Wendell, believe it or not, this one is the funnest guitar that I have. No, this is, but it's my Fender Bullet. That is the guitar that I'm gonna put this back because this isn't mine. And I don't want to break this thing. But this Bullet here is a ridiculous instrument. I know a lot of you have seen this a bunch before, but this is so messed up. But I love it. Yeah, I tend to replace vehicles around $200K. Yeah, that I get the if you spend a lot of time in your car, I get it. If you travel a lot for work, like if you're a gigging musician, having a reliable car, like having a newer car, is so important because something always happens when you have to do 100+ dates a year, 50 dates a year. Something always happens. Like that's important. But if you like now, I'm at a stage in my life where I work from home and I don't gig really anymore, and so everything I do is within like a few mile radius of my house because I'm going to kids' sports or the grocery store or stuff like that. Otherwise, I'm home working. So there's just I never wake up and think to myself, now I'm gonna get a new car and just not go anywhere with it. So, but I also am the type where like I'm spontaneous. Like if I woke up tomorrow and there was oil all over my driveway and like my Acura or one of them just like broke, I would just like go to CarMax and I would go there and I would leave with something that day. Like I wouldn't like do a bunch of research and plan it out or get excited about it, or I would just say, oh shit, I need a car, and I would just go buy a car and come back home. That's just kind of how I am about cars. And that's it. No, I do not have a 7-string. I would. Most important stuff for beginners. I've been playing for 5 months and I'm taking lessons. Most important things for beginners are, one, realizing that it's about repetition and not duration. That's the big one. Picking up your guitar over and over again is far more important than how long you play your guitar for at any one setting or sitting. Telling you. Picking it up for 5 minutes and just flubbing through that F chord that's giving you trouble, and then putting it down, and then picking it up 5 minutes. Eventually, on like the 5th try, you're going to get that F chord. But if you just plugged away for 3 hours straight, you might never get it. So that's the big thing. You won't get it that session, that's for sure. It's about repetition. Keep picking it up and putting it down. Picking it up and putting it down. Just keep it in your hands. That's the most important lesson. The second one is to quickly get playing songs and have some quick, easy wins and eat some short-term goals that keep you picking it up. Because if it's always a challenge, you're going to stop picking it up. And continuing to pick it up is the number one thing. If you want to be a player, it's so basic. You have to keep picking it up and you keep it in your hands. And it's going to be impossible for you to get past those beginner struggles and hurdles if you don't quickly get to playing something that you love, that you know that you can show someone else. And you do that, again, by repetition. You could be working on one simple song. You could be working on Smoke on the Water, like right off the bat. Just 10 minutes, put it down. 7 minutes, put it down. 5 minutes, pick it up, put it down. 20 minutes. Just keep picking it up, and that is the number one thing. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Just keep it in your hands. I'm telling you. That's it. An art studio on wheels. All right. All right. Anybody else got anything they want to talk about? I can do a couple more minutes here. It's almost midnight, but oh yeah, Jay, my pleasure. Then thanks for everybody that did that sale that jumped off the fence when we do that. It's for milestones, but it took a whole year to get this last 100,000, so it's kind of become like an annual thing. And like I said, it's something that I don't typically do publicly, but I do all the time privately. And so thank you for all those that joined. Lots of new faces on the website, and I've really been enjoying watching your videos and responding to your comments the past few weeks. So thank you very much. Yeah, Unleash the Archers was wild. Wild. Yeah, Jack. You know, I could actually probably upload my previous chats with guests onto a podcast. I mean, I have all of them saved. Yes, I do want to do a podcast. I got to figure that out. I really do. Hopper, thank you so much. That signed up the other day. So happy to have found you. Reaching the lifetime partnership with my guitar. Peace. That's what it's all about. A lifetime partnership with your guitar. Hell yeah. I love hearing that. I love hearing that. Yeah, exactly. Even if it's just for 10 seconds, pick it up or have it in your lap while you're doing emails or making phone calls or whatever. Like, it's so basic. If you keep it in your hands, you are a guitar player. You will get better. It's like for people that want to get in shape. Run. Go to the gym. Right? Stretch. Whatever it is. Don't think about it. Just go there and do it. And you'll get in shape. Right? You'll be more in shape, even if it's the tiniest bit more. You will get the tiniest bit more, and it will build on top of itself. Like, just begin, right? Just don't have it here and look at it and be like, "Oh, I'm a guitar player." It's nice. It looks good in the room. Like, sit here and talk to people, and it's in your hands. It's sitting on. Like, so basic. Brian, love it. Thanks for joining, man. Really appreciate you. Love it. And God bless the Grateful Dead. Absolutely, man. I still can't believe that the past 2 times I've tried to go see Dead and Company, it's gotten canceled there at the show in Mexico. And then tried to go to SPAC this year, flew up to upstate New York for a hit and run, landed, and the show didn't happen. All of my friends are like, "You're not coming to any shows with me ever again." They're like, "Don't buy any tickets." So I hope to see them again. Okay. Tell our new folks about the Bullet. Bullet is very simple. I got this Fender Bullet. This is a 1980... it's either a 2 or 3 or 4. I can never remember. I got this at the shop I used to work in called Mike's Music in Ellicott City. It came through, and I used to always love playing all the obscure stuff that would come through that everybody else hated and thought played like crap. And I've always loved owning guitars that other people can't play. I know that's a strange sentence, but it's true, you know? And anyway, this one is very strange. Very, very hard to play. The neck is so thin. It intonates crazily. It bends all over the place. The truss rod's broken out the back. They had to shave that down. The headstock or the neck has been broken off a few times. You can see it's been put back together. Got a little special, pick guard here that we cut in because that broke off. Switched out the pickups, put some Texas pickups in here. I have no idea what they are. And it is just a very, very fun thing. I don't know if it's even remotely in tune, but it is one poppy little thing. Not really. Yeah, totally out. But you get what you get. That's the Fender Bullet. I love it so much. Okay. Now, Blake, you gotta watch your intake. Okay. Let's see, what else? I don't know. That is pretty much it here, ladies and gentlemen. Is pretty much it. I'll stay on here for... Yeah, exactly. It's my alligator. Yeah, I know Wilco and Nels Klein. I saw him at... let's see, it was the Red Cat in L.A. Everybody used to call it the Dead Cat when I was in school out there because the room was absolutely dead. There was just no bounce whatsoever anywhere. But he was tremendous. Hopper, thanks for joining. I really do appreciate it. All right, anybody else have anything that they're itching to talk about? I've enjoyed this kind of pause from the general React thing we do Tuesdays. If for no other reason, just to know that I don't have to worry about a copyright thing tonight. And I always like when we talk about things that I don't know we're going to talk about. But I sincerely hope each of you are working hard out there, trying to get better. I know I am. And I want to reiterate, too, what we have on this Discord that... let me bring it back up. Come on now. Let's add the stream. No, it's not that. Please bear with me, guys. I'm dying here. Dying. That I really want to continue this theme of everything on the channel being user driven. It works so much better than me picking stuff. Having you guys making that React request page on GuitarGate was such a huge deal for the channel. I can't tell you how many great videos and artists came directly from that. So much bigger than before. And so please, if you're a member of the community, if you're not, please subscribe, guitargate.com, or you can hit the join button if you're not a guitar player and you want to be a part and support the channel on YouTube. Go to this top 5 suggestions and help me pick the next top 5 video. I'm going to do it probably this week. And then also for the hit song formula. Like I said, the next one is going to be Tom Petty. But let me know what should come next because I really want to do that. And what do you mean what happened with my Derek song breakdown? Is it not up? Wait a minute. Is it not up? Now you're making me worried. No, it's up. It's up. Yeah. No. It's up. All right, you had me. Yeah, so just log on to guitargate.com. Here, I'll just show you. I'll show you guys. For anybody out there that bear with me here. I got to do my two-factor. Yes, I have 2FA for my own website. That resets every 60 seconds or so. You go on, and you don't see this part that says moderator dashboard. That's how me and the mods go on every day, and we can see every video uploaded and every comment, and we go through, encourage everybody to keep going and get better, right? That's the main thing that happens every day. But then you can see the recent video by me, recent React request. Again, for those of you that aren't members, it's a great time to give you a tour. You can see the recent course you're working on. So you can go to React requests, upload a YouTube video you'd like to see me do a react to. But then there's this button right here, Discord, right? And as you can see, there's 1,647 members on the Discord. You go into the Discord, and then bam, you're in. And then you have all this stuff. You got fan requests, gear talk, learning music. You know, you can plug yourself, show us your workspace. There's all this stuff, and it and so it's its own forum. So go on there and get involved. And like I said, there's I think it said what, 1,600, 1,700 people just in the private Discord. And there's many more people on the site that don't know about it. I need to do an email blast that tells people we have a Discord. There's so many things I need to do. But alas, I can't do everything. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to call it here. It's been 2 hours. Hope you've enjoyed this. A little bit different tonight, a little bit lower key. The key takeaway is keep this thing in your hands. Keep playing. Keep trying to get better. Keep working on something. I am, so do it with me. Let's do it together. And let's continue to make music just a pillar of our lives every day. I love you all. Mods, thanks for all you do. Everybody that is as a member or recently joined, thank you so much. And anybody that's contributed a donation, or donated a subscription, thank you so much. For those of you that are enrolled in the teaching class, first thing will drop this week. I will send an email blast out about that. And don't forget, drop me one of those top 5s in the Discord, because I want to do that soon. I love you all. Cheers. Have a great night. Yes, send the screenshot of your membership once you get to Discord. Send a mod. There you go. Bye-bye. Have a great day. The mods will help you out.